Hello there friends, and welcome to another speed build on my channel, and welcome to Bluebell Cottage. Bluebell Cottage is part of a huge group collab with lots of other simmers, created by the wonderful Sati Sims. I hope I'm getting your name right. I will leave a link down below with the whole playlist to other people's YouTubes, plus other links to all of their social medias, because there are some simmers that don't do YouTube videos, so they've just done the build, so make sure you go and give them some love as well. There's a huge link down below of the playlist of everybody's builds, and also just links to their social medias and whatnot, so you can go and see what these wonderful people have created. But yeah, I've had lots of fun doing this. I've had lots of fun building this one. This one took me ages, hence why this speed build is nearly 40 minutes long. I know you guys are not up to much at the minute, what the world wide over, because of that thing that's happening. So this is one of the first builds that I'm going to be getting out for my self-isolation period. I am off from work now for 2 weeks. So I will be getting a lot of videos out, my friends. I'm going to try and aim for 4 to 5 videos per week. So keep an eye out for them. I've got lots of ideas, lots of things coming through, and lots of ideas from you guys as well, which is really nice. I do really appreciate you guys taking the time to tell me what you guys would like to see on my channel. And yeah, I am very excited to see some things going up on my channel more than usual, because I don't post a whole lot because I do have another full-time job, but I don't have that full-time job at the minute. So this is going to be my main source of income for the minute. So I would appreciate all the love and support on everybody's creators, all of your YouTube favorites, and if you can support them and watch all their stuff and keep them going through this hard time, then you, my friends, are the real MVPs, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, Bluebell Cottage. I actually put this up on the gallery as Blossom Cottage, but I've took it down because I rushed at the end of this build to get it up in time onto the gallery. I didn't have the video ready on time because that's just me. I'm shite with timekeeping, but I just had so much other things to think about, like putting life on hold, etc. So this has gone up a little bit later. But yeah, so Bluebell Cottage. Anyway, I had to player test it as well, and I didn't player test it before I put it up on the gallery. So there are a few things that weren't working properly. So those first, I think it was 200 people who did download this. Sorry, there were a few things that were a bit derpy and weren't working properly. Also, I didn't put any plants in the kind of little growing area in the garden. And also, what else wasn't working? Oh, the parenthood kind of curfew board thing, that wasn't working either. And I've just kept it where it is. You'll probably have to move that somewhere else if you do want that to work, if you do have the parenthood game pack. But that's about it. Everything else seemed to run very smoothly. But yeah, Bluebell Cottage is a 2-bedroom family cottage. Well, a small family cottage. It's on a 40 by 30 lot in Windenburg. And I don't think I've put so many flowers in one build before, but that was what screamed to me in spring, was the dawning of new flowers. And that was where I wanted to go with this build. I did have a few other ideas in my head, but I'm glad I went with a kind of small English-esque looking cottage. It was a weird layout because of the shape of the house, but I did it to the best of my abilities. And few things do change around as the video progresses. I did change a few things off of camera as well. the size of the house. For a start, I did make it a little bit larger, and also the roof line and stuff, like this bit here that I'm doing now, the kind of porch roof, that changes a little bit. And what else? No, that's about it. I think the worst room to furnish in this place was the kids' room that I put in here, because it is in that kind of long, sort of too wide room at the top, well, on the first floor. It was a little bit difficult to furnish that, but I got there. I got there in the end. But the majority of this speed build is all going to be exterior wise, because I put a whole lot of work into making this look really natural and realistic as you possibly can in The Sims 4. I found an image on Pinterest, and it was a render of a house. It looks nothing like the house. This house looks completely different to it, but I just loved the look of the front, the way the kind of hill it went up a slope to the front door, and there was this gate where you could look through, and all these flowers were around. And I got my inspiration from that and decided to just go ahead and sort of build my own version. And this is what I came up with. So I've used the sandstone from university, I think that came with. I just think it looks really lovely on this build. So that's what I'm saying, that this build is made out of this lovely limestone or something along those regions. I have no idea. But yeah, anyway, I hope I'm going to sit on my legs so I can get comfy and we can have a nice chat about shit as we normally do. I hope you guys are all safe. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a time, or I hope you are making the most of what is a really shitty situation for everybody the world over. But again, I want this place to be a very positive, happy place where we can just all come and hang out. I did say that I won't be talking about sort of said subject, and I won't be, but I will kind of breach on the point of I'm hoping you guys are safe, whatnot. And if you've got any experiences that you want to get off your chest about what's happened and you just want to vent a little bit, then feel free to do it in the comment box below. I'm sure people out there would probably have some kind of comfort knowing that this is kind of happening to everybody and not just yourself. I think that a lot of people have difficulties in thinking in that way when really it is the world over. But yes indeed. So you can see what I'm doing here with all these plants, with this particular little flower. I still haven't got the OMSP shelf, so I'm struggling by using the 9 key. I will make sure to get that. I think I've said that. I'll make sure to get that downloaded in about 20 of my videos. But I will. I will. But I wanted to put some really lovely little like flowers on the windowsills on the outside of this cottage, and they do change around a little bit. This bike as well, this was in the picture, it was kind of lent up in the inspiration picture, it was kind of lent up against the build, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna do that. So I managed to kind of make it look okay. When I was playing around with the terrain tools, the bike actually went down at a slanted level to look like it was resting on the hill. I was like, oh great, it's going to stay there. It doesn't. As soon as you can load the game back up again, it comes back in at its normal stance, which is a bit infuriating. But again, it's The Sims. We're limited. We are limited. We are limited indeed. Now I'm going to talk a bit about what this place has got and what the family that I made that moved in here. It's a family of 3, so it's the child and their parents. The dad is a stay-at-home writer, and the mum, I just made her doing the hardest job in the world, and she is mum, but she has lots of hobbies. I've leveled her up in quite a few things, so she does tend to stick in the garden. She loves the garden. So she tends to stay in the garden for most of the day, dancing in the sprinklers. Because with this family, I was like, oh, I can see them being all a bit playful, so I gave them that trait. But I found that they were just pissing about for 90% of the time and not doing much. I wish the traits could be tweaked, and I wish we could have more traits to make the Sims just more depth to them. I find I'm not a game player. I used to be in The Sims 3, but The Sims 4 gameplay for me is just it's not for me. It really isn't. I don't know, people out there can say, well, use your imagination and do it this way, but I don't know. I just think The Sims 4 in gameplay lacks a bit of depth compared to Sims 2 and Sims 3. That's just my own personal opinion on it. So that's why I don't tend to play very much on it anymore. I am a builder through and through. But yeah, so the dad is very much high in handiness as well. So he's got his own little kind of workshop in the front of the house. It's his own little separate shed area. And the mum, I gave her own little gardening shed where she can go in and flower arrange to her heart's content. But yeah. And what else has it got? It's got an outdoor area with loads of places to grow whatever you want. So I would recommend putting this house down in summer. I know it's supposed to be spring, but the flowers were in full bloom in the summer and it just looked the best that it possibly could. And also the one that's on the gallery now, I have actually put summer plants down in, lots of tomatoes and etc. So, and bluebells as well. So your sim can, just dive straight into gameplay. And that's where the name Bluebell Cottage came from. I planted lots of bluebells. I thought that sounds a bit better. Bluebells being my favourite flower in the world. I do love a bluebell. I do love a bluebell. What are your guys' favourite flowers? I'm a flower fan, so I'd be interested to know what your guys' favourite flowers are actually. But yeah. Other things coming this week, I did say I'm going to be bringing out. This week was probably going to primarily be Let's Build Newcrest plus speed builds, because this is also the week that I'm getting my house decorated and finished. So I'm having to move my office into the spare bedroom in my house to have a makeshift office there while the plasterer gets on with his work. Now, we were a little bit worried that the plasterer wasn't going to come because obviously the current climate and people working around and whatnot, but he's self-employed. Self-employed people need the money, myself included, and I've lost that. But I didn't want to me and my partner didn't want to have the guy cancelled and then not being able to have any money for a few weeks. So he's going to be over fixing the rest of the house. So it will be a bit difficult to do more Let's Builds. I'm going to get some new Let's Build, 2 parts of Let's Build Newcrest recorded tomorrow after you're seeing this. So that will probably be out on Monday. And then the rest of the week, I'll bring out some speed builds. And then I don't have to do many I don't want the plasterer to hear me in my bedroom like a weirdo, like talking to you guys like I normally do. So I'm trying to keep that to a bare minimum, my loves. Trying to keep the voiceovers to a bare minimum just for this week. And then next week we'll do lots of things like renovate my own builds as well. I've got a few builds that I've done years ago. So we're going to do them in a kind of let's play, a let's build / speed build kind of format and see where we go with that. But I'm really, really excited about renovating some of my older builds. I don't know what ones to do yet. I think we'll have a little look through the gallery at some. But yeah, and if this goes on longer, if I have to stay off of work longer than I do, I might even do some streams here and there. That's not a promise, but I might do some live streams. So just stay up to date with that. That will be all over on my Twitch as well. I would do it on YouTube, but because I am a Twitch partner, if I do ever want to stream, I have to stream on Twitch. It's just one of their kind of rules and guidelines if you are a Twitch partner, which I completely get. So yeah, keep an eye out for that in the next few weeks if I have to stay off work longer, because I'm going to need to keep busy. I am going to need to keep busy. This is kind of day one of proper self-isolation in my house, and I'm going to be fine with it. I am happy in my own company. Me and my best friend have resorted to just isolating ourselves away from everybody apart from each other. So when it does come to the fact that we do need to get out and exercise and whatnot, we'll stick together and go to places that are very, very unpopulated, like Dartmoor, for example, which is a huge moor area up in Devon and not far away from me at all. It's a couple of miles away. So we'll stick to those kind of areas and stay well away from people. And make sure you guys do the same as well. I've seen so many videos of people out still drinking, and it's just so fucking stupid and just so it's just self-entitled. I hate people like that and seeing them. Like, it infuriates me. I know you've got to live, but you don't need to go out and make this situation worse by going out and getting pissed off with your mates. It's stupid. So stay in, and yes. Hello, this is the front of the house. So what I did in the front, I had this red going up, but the red flowers, and I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. So I ended up changing these to white as well. You'll see that a bit further on into the build. That comes into play a bit later. I mean, it doesn't look bad, and I do like these flowers. I just wish that those flowers came in some more tones rather than the 4 swatches that we got. Yeah, I would like to see more. I want more things that clamber up the sides of the buildings. You can see I've already pulled out the ivy on the corner. They are from Debug. I don't know what pack they came from. I'm sorry. But they come in so useful for the corners of builds. They really do. And obviously you can size them up and down to however you may wish. Speed build ideas. I'm definitely going to be doing some base game only builds. So this is for you lovely console players out there. I will make sure I will keep you in mind in this time. I'm also going to be getting on with some more rebuilding Windenburg as well. I do want to do some apartment builds as well, So, well, they're more furnishings on their way, aren't they? Like apartment furnishings. So I will be doing a couple of apartments, one not using CC and one with CC. But yeah, I also really want to do another story build as well. Another story build will be coming to you at some point, probably more next week. That one will come. But yeah, we're going to be busy, friends. I've got lots of ideas, and I want to do another challenge video as well. I'm thinking about doing the no mistakes challenge, there's like, I'm sure I've seen a challenge around. I don't know if this is the same one, where if you pull something out of the catalog, you have to use it. Is that the no mistakes challenge? Is that a rule? I have no idea. But it could be fun to implement maybe some of our own rules into the into the challenge itself. That could be quite fun. But yeah, a challenge video at some point. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I'm excited. I am excited. I've got lots of ideas and lots of pictures and lots of inspiration of things to go on. But yeah. Anyway, this is the front garden that I'm building up. I really wanted this little picnic area out the front where the family could come and hang out in a summer's evening. Maybe have a little something on a barbecue. Not that I put a barbecue in the front, but it's easy enough to add if you do want to bring that to your game. I was covering up the statue's modesty there with a little flower skirt because his tuppence was hanging out, and we couldn't have any of that on this channel. Thank you very much. But yeah, so yeah, I wanted a little hangout area over in this corner. And then I was like, I still want to utilize this front garden because it's so pretty. I really want some more gameplay in this front garden. So this is why I end up putting his little workshop off to the left of the build. And it's just cute. It's that extra little bit of gameplay that your Sims have got to play around in the front garden. Even though there are lots to do in the back garden as well. I actually made sure I put swing sets and stuff for the kid. And yeah, I really enjoyed building this, and it took me it took me so long to build this because I was concentrating on really getting the landscaping overgrown with stuff, and I love landscaping, so this was happy. This was my happy place. I did pull out a lot of stuff from Debug, and this place is littered with a lot of packs. Also, I will be doing some kind of packs, not packs, sorry, like what do they call it, limited pack builds. I will be doing some limited pack builds in this time as well, so I'll do like a base game plus like city living and base game plus, yeah, you get where I'm going. I've never done a base game plus cats and dogs, so that bit could be quite interesting. Maybe I'll get to that as well. And also a base game plus seasons as well. Really love the seasons because you get to choose which world you can build in. Well, not really, because you'll have to stick with base game, wouldn't you? I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm also doing a build, a Big Brother house build. I'm going to spoil it now. Yeah, I'm going to be building a Big Brother house, and this is for one of my lovely friends over on Twitch. He is doing a Big Brother playthrough on his Twitch at the minute. So that should be coming this week, actually. Yeah, the Big Brother house will be coming this week. So keep an eye out for that one. I need to get it finished for this week as well. So I'll probably get to work on that on Monday, maybe. And we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, very, very nice. In the beginning, I used this white fence going up the hill. But I actually changed this to the old like cobble wall instead. The one that I used at the front were debug pieces, but it was a cobble wall. Yeah, you can see I've changed it now. Main reasons being I really wanted the curve to be on there, and they had these really lovely curved pieces. And yeah, I utilized it very nicely. But this is that little workshop I'm going about. So this is his kind of really good hobby. He loves to go out and sculpture stuff out of all the wood that he's got lying about. But yeah, and as I say, whenever you build, just try and make some Sims first and then build for the Sims. I tend to do that probably 80% of the time. I'll make the Sims. I really enjoy making Sims. Like, I love it. I really want to get back into using CC on my Sims. For the past, 6 months, I've not had any kind of CC, like, Sim stuff. Build stuff, yeah, obviously I'm always going to have that in my game, but I deleted all of the CC for my Sims, so I definitely need to download some more. If you guys have got any recommendations to CC creators that you love, really Max's Match ones as well. I don't like alpha CC in my game. It's not that I don't like it. I love the look of it. I just prefer to keep it Max's Match for my Sims. I know of a lot of creators out there that are my favourite. Lumia Lover Sims being one of my favourites as well for Sim stuff. But there are lots out there. But if you want to recommend any to me, then I will be very grateful. Oh, yeah, one of the other things that I had to play a test and it didn't work. I put a little bird feeding station in the corner of this garden and it was kind of tucked too far in. So I pulled that out and made sure that your Sims can use that as well. And also putting that fountain there with that big terracotta pot with a fountain in. I've done that in quite a few builds, but I thought this would be the perfect place to have one. Just the sound of trickling water out the front of this garden makes a big difference. It really does. Or this is kind of a pathway that leads to the back garden. I really wanted this pathway that goes up a hill and then back down a hill off to the left-hand side of the build. Just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I cannot even fathom now not having terrain tools in the game. And I've said this before, they aren't the best of terrain tools compared to a lot of the terrain tools in other games that I've used. I think the Sims 4 terrain tools are probably lacking the most out of all of them. I really hope that changes for The Sims 5. And I really hope that The Sims 5 already come pre-made with terrain tools. Because if it doesn't, I will slap a bitch. Yeah, I'm really hoping that it does. Along with a lot of other things, like when The Sims 4 first came out and it was lacking in so many departments, I hope they've learnt from that now not to do that and not to bring it out in free updates. Just bring it to the base game and make the base game a lot more interesting than what The Sims 4 was. What are your thoughts on that, my friends? And I know I keep talking about Sims 5, but I'm here for it. I really am. 100%. But yeah, predominantly the most of this build is just going to be me landscaping, so I hope you enjoy watching that. I know a lot of you do. I love landscaping. I love trying to make it look as natural as it possibly can. And yeah, I put my all into it. I really do. So this is the back of the build. It's got this big, well, not big, but it's got a nice sized porch area covered. And then it's also got a little garden seating area as well. And that I used the trellis thing that came with Island Living. I used it in a white, and you saw what I did. I put the white flowers all over it, and it was very lovely. Very lovely. But this is that little hilled pathway going off to the side of the build that I was talking about. Again, trying to mix up the colours as much as possible as well. And the sizes and the heights. I think that's where the landscaping starts to look more natural, is when you play around with the actual shape and colour tones of it too. I do enjoy doing that. Really do. I definitely want to do a garden build as well. I might even write that down and do that as a speed build too. I really want to do another, like, fantasy garden build or something along those lines. Or maybe even trying like a Japanese inspired garden. I'd love to do something like that as well. I've never done that before. I'm going to write it down while we're here, my love. A Japanese inspired garden. There we go. That's on my little pens. Jotted down, my loves. But yeah, I was laughing. I saw something on Twitter today. I know I keep spilling off into all different things, but you're going to have a whole lot of that because I'm going to have to be recording a whole lot of videos. Okay. I'm going to be recording a whole lot of videos. So my train of thought is probably going to be jumping one to the next. And it's just the way I roll. It's that creative brain of mine. But yeah, I saw an article that someone posted. I didn't click on it because it's the Daily Hate Mail, and I don't like the Daily Mail because they are a festering pile of scum. So I didn't click on the link. I don't want to give them any kind of like revenue. But it did say that us gamers need to make sure that we're not online all the time because it's going to be making the internet slow for people who are working at home. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Would that limit you in any way? I know it would limit people who stream for a living, also create content for a living surrounding online games. Wouldn't that be classed as work? I think it would. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you guys think of it. Really would. Oh, look at us outside. We're up by the back patio area now. So in the beginning, I pulled out this patio table and chairs from Debug. I was like, they're lovely. And I was like, oh, it doesn't work. It's not a real table. So I was a bit fuming about that. I'd prefer if that did have slots on so we could actually use it as a table. But hey ho, I had to go for this one instead. And it still looks really nice. And that ends up being moved too. Through gameplay, I realized that that area needed to be utilized a bit better. So I moved the dining room table off to the right of where you're looking now. And I put in 2 sun lounges there. And it just makes for a better bit of a better bit of gameplay. My God. A better bit of yeah, I move it away and end up putting it over by the swing set. And it's cute. And then I do put a barbecue out the side of there as well. Now, you saw me building this little gardening hut. I put that roof line up to make it look like a little greenhouse off to the side of it where they could grow. But the Sims can't grow anything in there. It's too small. I tried. So in the end, I just used it for the looks instead. I put down 3 little planter boxes, and I just put some flowers in them just to make it look really cute. I thought it was the best way to go about it. And this, my loves, is a little sand pit. I was looking for the debug object where it's a sand castle, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I ended up just putting down a pile of sand and these little like bucket and spade. So if you can find that in debug, then your sim would be able to build sand castles in here, I think. I'm not too sure. Someone will have to let me know. Also, another idea I had about a speed build as well, speaking about the beach, is an underwater build. I've never done an underwater build, and I've always wanted to. So yeah, keep an eye out for that too. I'm giving away all my secrets here, but I just want you guys to be excited about the upcoming content, because we are in for a bumpy ride with the world at the minute, aren't we? And I want us to pull together as a family, like we are. I want us to pull together and support one another. I think that's the best way. It really is. But yes. So this bit here, this is where I end up putting all of the places where your Sims can come and plant things. I do change the gate entrance area. I do move the gate entrance up, so when you do download it, it will be in a different spot. It was just not working well in the spot that I put it. But yeah, and I filled this whole field predominantly with tomatoes and bluebells. I just thought them two could be utilized very nicely. And I put sprinklers out here as well. I cannot remember where sprinklers came from, what pack it came from, but they're so useful. They work, especially if you're an avid gardener in The Sims. They are so useful because your Sim doesn't get knackered out from having to go and water all the plants. It works in a kind of 9-tile radius, which is very useful. Very useful for you gardeners out there who do love to garden in The Sims. But yeah, little cute area as well for your Sims to come out and sit on the decking. Well, it's not decking, on the porch area of a summer's evening. I really wanted to make sure that came through in this. But yes, I wish in my, like, looking back at this, I wish I utilized this house to make it a 3-bedroom rather than a 2-bedroom. But the upstairs layout was so weird that it just, it wasn't working. So I had to stick with 2, sadly. But you could extend up the back if you wanted to and make a 3rd bedroom on top and maybe jigger the floor plan a little bit. But I decided to just keep it as it was. It was getting too complicated, and carry on. But yeah, so yeah, as you can see, we are in the interiors now. The interiors itself, I wanted to keep it very bright and happy and using splashes of color here and there, but keeping the main premise of the house itself in these light timber tones, and using a lot of the existing sandstone from the outside on the inside too. I really wanted to make sure that was kind of, we're paying respect to the original house. And I utilized that a lot in the bathroom and the kitchen, I think, and also the dining / conservatory area. We keep the sandstone there. I just love that brick. I really want to try that on a modern build as well. I will be doing a modern speed build too. Unsure as to what it's going to be, whether it's like residential or not. So keep an eye out for that too, my friends. I'm going to be busy builder. But I think 90% of you Simmers are out there keeping yourself busy, especially with The Sims 4. I was kind of hoping with a pack announcement, but I don't think we're going to be getting anything anytime soon. I really don't. I saw that The Sims put it on sale for like 75% off. They knew what was happening. They were like, yeah, people are going to be home. They're going to be wanting to play The Sims. So that's what they did. Yeah. So this is the kitchen. This is the shaker kitchen. I really wanted that lovely, muted, soft, denim-y looking blue against the warmer tones, the sandstone and the wood. I just thought they really work well together. And this kitchen is good for gameplay as well. It's a very easy kitchen to work through. When you do download this house as well, my sim has upgraded all of those washing machines and all that washing machine and dryer, for the main reason that they always bloody break. So yeah, they're going to be completely indestructible, so you will never have to worry about your dryers catching fire and whatnot. So I have saved you from that hassle. And this is that little parenthood board that I put up just then. That was the area that the sim couldn't get into, and he still can't now. So you might want to utilize that in a better space. I just left it there because it looked really nice. So maybe just by the dining room table would look fine, where those little posters are. Oh, you'll see them in a minute, where I've put the little posters. It might work well up there. Might do, might not. But yeah. This is obviously the dining and conservatory area. I did use this big circular table. Just really wanted a big family space. It was hard for me to try and get this into the right position so the Sims could use it, but the Sims can use every single chair and walk around it, no problems. And the door doesn't look weird being where it is. It's left enough space to be able to open fully and not kind of clip into anything and look strange. But yeah, the Sims used this space a whole lot. They really did, for homework, reading for some reason, and obviously eating. But yeah, this is the space where I was on about. Maybe the parenthood board could go up there. Yeah, it probably will. Probably would work better, shall we say. And this is the main bedroom. So this is the parents' bedroom. I really love that colorway in that bed, that minty green bedspread with the light timber. I think it's lovely. And yeah, it's quite a nice bedroom actually. And it flows well as well. Considering the shape of it, it was a bit of an odd shape for a bedroom. But I like it. I did like it. I was a bit unsure about using this mirror because it kind of cut off the window, but I tucked it as much as I could into the side of the wall, and I don't know, I like it. I do. I absolutely like it. And I like the colorway in here as well, the grey kind of paneling. With everything else, I just think it matches in nicely, and it's cute, and I'm 100% and utterly here for it, my darlings. Now, I don't think I show you that I furnished the bathrooms, because as you guys know, I don't really enjoy furnishing bathrooms unless it's with the bathroom stuff pack, which is a CC pack, or CC bathrooms in general. I get more enjoyment out of. So you'll have to check them out in gameplay, my loves. But yeah, this is that funny shaped room that I had for the children's bedroom. I kept the fireplace there still, but I actually used just the mantelpiece, so it just looks like it was just paying respect to the old fireplace that used to be here, because having a working fireplace in a children's bedroom is probably not the safest option, really, is it? But yeah. But there's still stuff for your child sim to be able to do in here. I utilised a lot of the stuff from the Parenthood Pack, and also he's got his own little gaming station with his sofa, so he can have friends over, and he's got a little place to come and do his homework as well. Not that he does, but I put it in there for him if he may wish. I'm saying him because the child that I had moving in here was a him, but you can have whatever sex you'd like, my loves. But yes, thank you so much, my friends. This is coming to the end of the speed build. Again, I'm going to utter the words, as I will for the next few weeks, of staying safe and keeping keeping your social distance as well would be the best way to go about things. But keep up to date with all my upcoming content on Twitter and whatnot. And I will see you all in my next video, whatever and whenever that may be. Goodbye, friends.